I guess Q this morning being nominated once again for the Connerly Trophy, given to the state's best player annually. Just kind of with a chance to do it back to back. Just obviously, just what does that mean to you to kind of have that honor?
Definitely an honor to be nominated as the best player in Mississippi. You know, that's what I've come to Ole Miss for, was to be the best player that I can be in the country. And I think just to be nominated for that, I'm just grateful for God, everyone around me that has helped me get to this point.
You experienced this last year, but Ole Miss has that unique close to a season where 2 games, 5 days. Just what did you kind of take away from that first experience last year of having that quick turnaround?
Honestly, you don't have that much time to prepare between that time, so everything is kind of rushed between from the last game up until the next. So you kind of have a short-term memory in terms of what you've done this week, and then this team may be different as far as scheme, so you have to, go in and prepare a lot faster.
Dejan was talking about that Lane kind of talked to the defense, but may have talked to the whole team about there's still chance to kind of make history or opportunities in front of y'all. Does that kind of help kind of flip that switch and turn that page faster from Saturday to the rest of the season?
Yeah, definitely. As far as how the game went Saturday, I think everyone has, let it go and has tried to better themselves coming into this week and getting better as far as this upcoming game. So I think what Coach Kiffin has explained to the team is definitely a big point as far as we can make something, make history and do something that's never been done before here. So definitely a big turnaround for us.
I guess losing 2 offensive tackles within a matter of days, and obviously was not the ideal defense to go up against, with a defense giving up, I think, somewhere around 15 points a game. I know it's kind of short, kind of into the practice period, but have you seen some of these guys really kind of take initiative off the field and just knowing that they have to step up, especially with history potentially that could happen down the stretch?
Yeah, I think losing those 2 tackles, it definitely affected the game on Saturday. So I would say, just with the younger guys and the guys that have to step up into those roles that they were forced into, I think with the older guys on the line that have been playing, I think they've, influenced the other guys in the room, whoever has that role, that have the ability to step up. And I think that Coach Harrison, he'll put whoever deserves to be at that position, he'll play them. So I know those guys do the best at what they do, and I believe in them.
Kind of been made a national thing about, Texas A&M looking at Lane Kiffin and whatnot. Just curious if he's addressed that with you guys at all this week.
No, it hasn't been addressed to the team yet. I think just because, Coach Kiffin has already said once before, like, he doesn't want to leave. He's here at Ole Miss, so I don't think it was needed to address to the team.
Obviously, a lot was made of how just things kind of went after that Alabama loss last year to close out the season. You feel like the mentality is different, and this is a different locker room to kind of handle, Saturday and finish things out?
Right, yeah, definitely. I feel like it's a different team than last year. At one point when we lost to Alabama, everyone was kind of more so, I would say at this point, down and out. But I think this year everyone is still motivated, like I said, to make history and do something that's never been done here at Ole Miss.
Quinshon, obviously a couple weeks to go yet, but I'm just curious, like large scale, how have you felt about the season that you've had? How do you feel about how things have gone?
I think as a whole, we have came a very long way as a team. Starting slow early on in the season, not playing as far as we wanted to overall. But I think as we've progressively went throughout the season, we have all gotten better as far as players, coaches, everyone, as far as this whole team. So I think we have progressed a lot, and we still have more to go.
I guess with that collision that Dart took in the second half of Saturday's game, and Lane said that, he was cleared to go but just didn't want to put him in just based on what the score was at that point. Just based on what you recall, do you recall Jackson basically convincing him, like, Coach, let me back in, or was it just one of those where he realized, like, you know what, this is probably best for me?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened at that point. I remember seeing him down on the ground, and he just looked out of it. So I think at that point, I wasn't around on when the coaches put Spencer in, but I think Spencer stepped in and did the best that he could and came into that role when they put him in the game and just executed. So I didn't know what really happened with Jackson on that last drive when they took him out, but I know when they brought Spencer in, he was ready.
How has he been yesterday, today? Is he still feeling it, or is he getting better?
I haven't actually asked him about how he's been. Honestly, I've asked him, like, personally how he's been, but not physically, how's his body feeling. I think he's feeling pretty good, though. He's been moving good. He's at practice today. He looks the same, so it's good to see. All right, thank you, guys.